Hi, I'm Phoebe O'Keefe, and here's my audience. Did you know that it would take a Prius 184,181 times around the equator to use the same amount of oil that was lost in the Gulf of Mexico during the 2010 Deepwater Horizon BP oil spill of 2010? This large amount of oil equates to about 134 million gallons of oil that was lost in the Gulf. With this much oil lost, BP had a huge crisis in their hands, and today I will be going over the causes and effects of this oil spill and how BP handled and continues to handle this crisis. So basically the summary of this crisis is that on April 20th, 2010, there was an explosion on this oil rig which led to a fire, and 3 days later, the sinking of this oil rig. When the oil rig sank, it ruptured the marine riser pipe, which started a massive oil spill into the Gulf of Mexico. And it lasted for 3 months, about 3 months, 87 days, and of just continuous oil leaking. The causes of this crisis play a big role in why BP was held accountable, and later affected how BP had to manage this crisis. So the long list of mistakes start with a cement failure on the morning of April 20th. The crew thought that they had cemented the hole and that there was no oil leaking, and they thought it all went great, so they did not do the cement evaluation because BP thought it would save time and money. Little did they know that the oil was actually leaking into the pipes. And usually there are 2 mechanical valves that would stop this from happening, but both of them failed. And later that day, about an hour before the explosion, the leak was not identified by the rising pressures of the crew, and the crew didn't see it. So the pressures were rising, and with no gas alarms and no working battery for the blowout preventer, the explosion unfortunately happened. The effects of this explosion and oil spill were started with, unfortunately, 11 of the workers on the rig passed away that day, and 17 others were injured in that original explosion. And 134 million gallons of oil were released into the ocean after the period of 3 months. And along with that oil release, there was environmental devastation, and the loss of rig and equipment really affected the companies involved. As the crisis unfolded, BP was put under the spotlight of all media across the nation and was under pressure to fix this problem. But because the problem was not fixed for a long time, the crisis management focused on trying to save the company's reputation, and the public and government didn't really like this very much. Crisis management experts have criticized BP for lack of human compassion during this time. The crisis management went along with trying to minimize the oil reaching the Gulf shores, and after 1 year, BP offered $1 billion towards early restoration projects. On April 6, 2016, the court approved a settlement for natural resource injuries. This settlement became the largest civil settlement ever rewarded, and also was the most recent news on this crisis. In conclusion, while dealing with one of the worst environmental disasters in history, BP responded by putting its efforts into trying to stop the oil spill, and it continues to restore the Gulf of Mexico's waters till today. And here's my audience again. Thank you.